Marie with the West Fork Library, and today we are going to be making a West Fork recipe called chocolate potato cake. Are you looking for an alternative dessert for Thanksgiving this year, or do you just want to try something new? This is going to be a great adventure, and I invite you to come and travel on it with me. I have all of my ingredients laid out today, and we're going to go ahead and get started mixing them together. I have flour, butter, nuts and raisins, cocoa powder, vanilla, sugar, mashed potatoes, especially good if you're already cooking Thanksgiving dinner, eggs, milk, and baking powder. We're going to get these all mixed up and stick them in the oven. But first, I'm going to start by preheating my oven to 350 degrees. So we're going to go ahead and get started. First, we're going to mix up the dry ingredients. As you can see, I already have it in a bowl. Okay, so first I'm going to take a pinch of this powder and I'm actually going to just coat the raisins and the nuts so that they mix in better. And then I'm going to add my baking powder and mix that all together. I'm going to set that aside. And now it's time for the wet ingredients. So I'm going to just go ahead and start with the eggs just to keep them ready. So I'm going to crack the egg, put it in here, toss the eggshell in the sink, and we're going to go ahead and mix that up. After those are mixed, I'm going to go ahead and cream my butter and my sugar together. And after that, we're going to add in our teaspoon of vanilla. We're going to put in some cocoa powder and mashed potatoes. And we're just going to get this all mixed up. It's turning a nice brown color. If it gets a little hard to mix it together, you can go ahead and pull out your electric blender. I've been trying to do most of it by hand with this part of the cake, but sometimes it's a little hard. Now I'm going to beat some eggs in this one. I'm going to beat them and then add them in. This way they get well mixed. And then I'm going to slowly add in my milk and mix it all together. So you see now we have this nice mixture. And while I'm waiting for the oven to finish preheating, I'm going to go ahead and grease my pans using the wrappers from my butter. So I'm going to go ahead and grease the pans and pour in my batter. This is going to be a 2-layer cake. Now the recipe did call for a 3-layer cake, but I only have the 2 pans. So we're just going to switch it over to 2-layer today. All right, the oven's ready. We're going to stick them in. We're going to cook for 30 minutes. So I'm going to set it for 15 so I can swap them top and bottom, and then we're going to cook it for another 15 minutes, and then we'll take a look and see how they're looking. All right, it looks like it's just about done, so we're going to go ahead and take it out of the oven. All right, wow, it really popped up quite a bit. So I'm going to put it over here and let it cool off. So it's going to need to cool off for a while. This one actually looks a little runny, so we're going to go ahead and cook it for a little bit longer. So I'm going to flip them again, and I'm going to put them in for another 10 minutes. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and also make icing. So we're going to try making a meringue icing, which is going to involve 2 eggs, 2 cups of sugar, a cup of water, and some more nuts and raisins. So we're going to get started by actually cracking our eggs and separating out the egg whites. You're going to want to be very careful about this because if you get any egg yolk in, it will not work. Okay, we're going to beat the egg whites. Some recipes recommend cream of tartar, but ours does not. So I'm going to go ahead and see how this turns out. We're going to beat them until they're nice and fluffy. So let's go ahead. got some nice peaks on this one. We're gonna mix it more once we've made our syrup. So the next step is actually to make syrup, and we're going to make it until the water has boiled from between 223 degrees and 234 degrees. So we're gonna get our candy thermometer and let's get started. Alright, while that's heating up, we're gonna go ahead and take another look at our cake to see how it's doing. Just because I did leave them in there for quite some time. Alright, that's definitely looking a lot better. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my knife and stick it in and see if it comes out clean. It looks like it needs to cook just a little bit longer, but it's definitely almost there. I'm gonna scrape it off, swap them again, and put it in for like maybe another 3 or 4 minutes. So I'm gonna take my knife again, stick it in, and that looks pretty clean. So I'm gonna try it one more place, and then I'm gonna try it in the other cake. And yep, it's coming out clean, so it looks like we are gonna be good to go. And we're gonna need them to sit here for a little bit before we start piling them together. We hit 223, so we're gonna go ahead and take this out. And we're gonna keep stirring this while pouring boiling hot syrup in. So let's see how this goes. Alright, so we've been leaving them to cool for a little bit. I'm gonna tap it. It's still a little warm. Alright, so I'm just gonna go ahead and flip it over. There we are. And I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can get this all the way cut off. Okay. Go ahead and mix in the raisins and the nuts into here. So let's go ahead and put them in here. Wow, look how thick it is. I'm gonna go ahead and actually just use a little scooper. And then I'm gonna go ahead and remove the second layer. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can get the flat side on here. So let's go ahead and there we go. Have it all lined up. You can see it's starting to ooze out the sides. And we're gonna just cover the top. Gonna try and make sure that it actually covers the sides all the way around. Some sides seem to have gotten unfair extra portion. And there is our chocolate potato cake. But I guess what the real question is now is how does it taste? So actually, I'm going to get our lovely camera woman to come over here and take a bite. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut you a small piece because I also thought it might be fun if we tried to put it in the oven and see if we can get like the sugar in the eggs whites to brown a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good experiment, I guess.
All right.
Wow.
All right, so have you ever had chocolate potato cake before?
No.
Have you ever had egg white icing before?
I don't think so.
All right, moment of truth, Mariam. How is it? Oh my gosh. I'm gonna grab a fork too.
It's actually really good.
Really? Okay. Let's try it.
Oh, it's so fresh and warm.
Yeah?
And it tastes like marshmallows. And
But don't say it tastes like marshmallows.
Really good. I like it a lot.
Yeah,
I think you did a great job. I give it a thumbs up.